decisions, great mound visits, great job not letting the best player beat you.
This one crushed, out to right field. And it's going to be out of here. Pennsylvania walk-off Travis Devonic sends him to Williamsport.
With the 37th pick of the 2023 MLB Draft, the Detroit Tigers select Kevin McGonigal, a shortstop from Monsignor Bonner High School, Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Bryce Harper. Suarez delivers. Swing and a drive. Left field. It's deep. It's going. Yes! And it is gone!
Yes!
It is bedlam at the bank as Bryce Harper has put the Phillies on top.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, his 10th career home run in the postseason. And he may never hit a bigger one.
What is up, Delaware County, and welcome back for episode number 80, Ben, the big 8-0 of Delco Baseball Now, alongside Ben Thorpe. I am Brendan Ricciardi for a little Delco Baseball Now After Dark. If you're wondering why it's so dark in my room, it's because my light bulb burned out, and I'm moving out tomorrow, so I don't feel like replacing it.
Not worth the effort.
No, it's not worth it. Ben, I'm going to miss living right down the street from you in Conshohocken, but I will be back home in Westchester for a little bit until I make my next move. But we got a lot to talk about here, so let's get right into it. We got a couple interviews. We got Joe Sperone from the Texas Tailgaters, part of the Savannah Bananas universe. He'll be talking about their upcoming series at Citizens Bank Park on Saturday and Sunday. If you're looking to get tickets, don't, because they've probably been sold out for months at this point, so don't even worry about it. But a great interview with the Cardinal O'Hara and Westchester alum. We also got some Delco League semifinals previews. We got Stephen Wells, first baseman from Wayne. We got Sammy and Alex Burman from the Upper Darby Blue Sox. If it turns out just to be Sammy, it's because the connection was so bad in our interview that we had to chalk it and try again Friday. But hopefully it is. Hopefully it's both of them. I'll see what I can do here. But we got a lot to cover, so Ben, should we just dive right into it?
Yeah, let's just go.
Let's do it. All right, a couple quick shout-outs before we get into the interviews. Let's start off with the Narberth Prep Legion team, a little state championship for the boys. I can't remember the last time a Delco team won a Legion state championship. I know when I was 14, we won for Nether, but I honestly, I can't remember the last time that happened.
Yeah, it might have been that. I've never heard of someone winning a state championship. I think the furthest we ever made it was like one of the regional ones, like the second one after the league.
Yeah.
But that's definitely a new one. Like, congrats to them. Obviously, like, kind of an unheard of accomplishment around here. So it's a very big deal. Looks
like the future of Lower Merion / Hareton's in good hands.
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Yeah. So it was actually an interesting route for them. So they won their first game. They actually lost their second game, and then they won out the rest of the tournament. They had to win 2 games in one day. In the last day, they beat Boyertown 12-2, and then Norchester in the championship 3-2. Shout out to Alex Heinzel for throwing a complete game. And Ben, this is going to be one of our favorite names when he hits. I'm guessing Bowden Birch.
It's a good one. It's
a fantastic name. Especially in baseball, too. I know Legion's wood bat, so it's perfect. Bowden Birch is just an outstanding name. He drove in all 3 runs in a 3-2 win.
Wow.
In the state championship. Shout out to the Narberth guys. Their senior Legion team had a good run. They made it to regionals. They won 2 games. I think Brian and Justin Heck both threw. I think Brian threw 6 innings, and Justin closed it out. And then Justin, later in the tournament, threw a complete game. So both of those guys are going to be, even better next year for Lower Merion than they were. So shout out to them. Also for they beat Upper Darby. They knocked Upper Darby out, but Upper Darby had a good run. Ryan Friel pitched in Upper Darby's last game. So I think that, no offense to Ryan,
desperation there, but
it says what you need to know about like how deep all their pitching was for a long tournament like that. But so moving on here, MSBL, my Drexel Hill Phillies, at the time of this recording are up 1-0 in the semifinal series. by the time you're listening to this, we'll be done game 2. So either early congrats to us, or we got to play an if necessary game 3.
I can come back and bite you there.
Yeah. Hey, I said both. I said both ways.
Okay, fair.
I said early congrats or game 3. Joe Nestle, 10 strikeouts, complete game shutout, animal. All I have to say about him is he's an animal. He took a ground ball off the ribs, too, and stayed in. Jeez. And he had big ball mark. Ryan Tecco had 2 runs. Ryan Hodinko, who's about 10 feet away from me in his room, he drove in a run as well. So make sure to keep an eye on our newsletter Saturday morning to see how that game went. I wasn't good enough to put myself in the news cover, but I will say me going 1 for 2 off a lefty should be newsworthy because I'm usually over 2 or worse. So that's great. That's great for the brand. The other semifinal will be the Collingdale Colts and Springfield Cardinals. They will play a doubleheader starting at 2 o'clock on Saturday at Halderman Field, home of Springfield. And if necessary game, it would be Sunday. So that's your MSBL right there. The championship would be next Saturday, whatever that is, the 2nd. That would be a doubleheader and then 1 game Sunday. Moving on to, I have it written down as EDCO, but it is the Mid-County League now. The Mid-County League. The Clifton Outlaws will face the Aston Valley Bombers in the championships. A new blood after the Broomall Gators dynasty ended after the team didn't field a team this year. Clifton got a complete game from Dom Irvin in a 3-1 win over the Top Lumber Expos. Nick Fratangeli drove in 2 runs. Dom Vanini also drove in a run to win that series in 2 games. So Clifton will meet the Aston Valley Bombers. Shout out to Cole Locklear, who so this all happened in one day because they played 7 innings and the game got postponed because of darkness. So he ended game 1 with a walk-off and then threw a complete game in game 2.
Have a day, man. That's impressive.
I felt bad because I couldn't give him a shout out in the newsletter because on Game Changer it just said Cole. So I had to text DBN podcast alum Ivano Romanello and also Ryan Snyder who texted. I'm like, can you help me out with some of these guys' last names here?
Yeah,
I got nothing to work with. So yeah, that will be a 3-game series Monday at Dermon. Aston Valley's home field is usually Sun Valley, but the Aston Valley Delco League team they'll have a game against you guys on Tuesday, so someone will have to relocate there, and then Thursday would be back.
I imagine it's going to be the Mid-County.
I would guess, but
Aston Valley kind of. I've never seen Aston Valley have to move off of Buddy or non.
Yeah, so I'm sure they might just play all 3 games in Dermont or something. With those fences, I don't think anyone would mind. But
yeah.
All right, last thing here, we got the Broomall Newtown 13 squad. This team is on fire. They've won, I think they're 8 or 9-0. At least half of those games they've won by double digits. They beat Mifflin 24-1.
Holy crap!
These guys are on fire. They're 1 win away from the World Series. Sometimes they send 2 from the Mid-Atlantic region, so they may be going anyway. I'm not sure, but what I do know is that a win will guarantee that they make the World Series, which I don't know where that is. Let me look it up.
Yeah, do they move it? They move it around, right?
I don't know enough about the Babe Ruth world, so let's look that up here. But yeah, they'll be playing at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Let's see if I can find Babe Ruth 13U.
Where are they?
Right now they're in New Jersey. It looks like Jamestown, New York is where the World Series will be. So that's not bad.
Ooh.
Not bad at all. That would be a road trip if they're in the World Series championship, to go out there.
It could be worth it, yeah.
Cool. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. They got to win. It's a single elimination knockout stage. So nothing matters that happened beforehand. So yeah, a lot going on here. Real quick, we can talk about the Phillies. They won the series, but Jesus Luzardo's meltdown will kind of haunt us for a little bit, just because it shouldn't have, it should have been a sweep.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, things kind of got out of control pretty quickly for him, and I mean, there was a ball there that would have landed on JT's head had he not moved.
Yeah.
So that was tough that everything happened after that pretty much. It kind of speaks why when someone gives you outs, you need to take them, but still a really tough game.
Plenty of blame to go around.
Yeah,
but when you have 5 homers, you shouldn't lose. You know, that reminded me of tough ricochet shot. But when the Haverford School lost to Malvern this year, and they had like 7 homers, I was like, man, that's just it's like such a slugfest. You know,
it's
yeah. All right. Well, we got a lot to. What's up?
Oh no, nothing. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say we got a lot to get into. So real quick, before we welcome on the guests from the semifinals for the Delco League, let's talk about these 2 crazy series where Aston Valley took down Springfield in 3 games and Chester took down Drexel Hill. And the interesting thing, Ben, we talked about it before we started recording, is that both of these teams that won the series lost game 1. So they had to rally back, win the final 2 games. So start with Aston Valley and Springfield. Game 1, Springfield won 3-1. Mark Zuppo, DB and intern, had 2 homers. Jack Mahalik threw 5 innings with 1 earned run, and his fellow future Catholic teammate Charlie Belli threw 2 shutout innings to get the win. But Aston Valley responded. In Game 2, Tyler Perung went 3 for 3 with a double, a homer, and 4 RBIs. Aiden Shermill, he's one of those guys, real quick about Aiden Shermill. If they're 5 innings with 1 earned run, he's someone where, Aiden, if you're listening, I mean this is the utmost respect. This is not meant to be disrespectful. He's someone that looks like he should be more hittable, but he just always does well. Like, he's someone where you don't realize, like, until you get in the box, how much everything moves and nobody really, like, barrels him up. You know, like, from the dugout, you're like, oh, like, we should be able to hit this guy. But he just has a way, man, where people just don't pick him up, and he always throws well in this league.
Yeah. I mean, he's had a lot of experience as a pitcher, both in college. I think he threw a decent amount for Juniata, was like one of their better guys. And then here, I mean, he's been pitching for Aston for 3-4 years now. And they've made playoff runs. He's thrown big games. The Arsenal's not going to blow you away, I would say, but he has very good command of everything. I don't think nothing seems to phase him, and he does a really good job every time he goes out there.
Yep. John Klepacki threw 2 shutout innings to win Game 2, and Game 3 was a thriller. Aston Valley won this one 4-3. The game ended on a double play where Mac Keating threw out Santino Harwood at the plate. It was a fly ball to the outfield. He fired home. He got the out at the plate to win it. Brandon Grigo and Chase Fleming both had 3 hits for Aston. Troy Neff had 2 hits, including a triple and an RBI. Fleming also threw 3 shutout innings to start the game, and Springfield rallied late. So Aston went up 3-0. Springfield rallied late. They scored 3. And as predicted on the show, Steve Traynor was ejected to fire up his team. I called my shot. I was right. Vegas is in shambles. That I bet over.
Crazy, yeah.
I bet the over 0.5 ejections, and it hit. But yeah, Springfield came back to tie it. Paul Miazza got Aston out of the jam, and he threw the final 3 innings. Brandon Grigo had a single in the 8th that there was an error in the outfield that allowed a run to score. So Aston won this one 4-3. Just a crazy series. Ben, you don't have to go too deep into it yet, but just kind of early thoughts on it was a finals rematch with Aston from last year.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough again. I feel like tough is like a really good way to describe them. I think gone a little bit are the days of, your Chris Murphys and like some of the big names they used to have. It's a very like strong team, a well bonded team, I think. And they're again they're going to be really difficult to beat. They're going to put pressure on you in all facets of the game. They're going to pitch really well, and you're going to have to be at your best to beat them, because if you sleep for even a second, like they're going to make you pay for it.
All right, I got a new slogan for Aston. You ready for this?
What is this?
We put the Delaware in Delaware County.
That's actually really good.
Their entire team is all
so many Wilmington kids.
The Wilmington kids, they got kids that play. I don't know about this year, but they had some like Goldie Beacom guys in the past. They had a Delaware guy, like Delaware University. So yeah. Put the Delaware in Delaware County.
Put the Delaware in Delaware County.
Put that on the team. Get that on the all right, let's move on here. Chester took down Drexel Hill in their series that also went 3 games. In game 1, Drexel Hill won 4-2. Brian Henry threw 5 innings with 1 earned run. He had 7 Ks. Ryan Davis and Tate McErlane closed it out. Irv Fisher, Evan McCoach, and Harry Carr all drove in runs. In that game, they won game 1 on the road. They came back. Chester beat them 8-3. The Velez, I apologize. I don't know if they're brothers or cousins, but Alex and Angel Velez both had big days.
I believe they're brothers.
I don't know, honestly. I'm assuming they're related in some way. But Alex went 5 innings. He had 2 earned runs. Angel went 3 for 4 with an RBI. Zach Frame had 2 hits and drove in a run. So did Chris Kelly. Zach Frame also closed out the game with 1 run over 2 innings. And that was a big win for Chester to force game 3. Now, this game 3 was banana land. So this game was held at Chester with Drexel Hill being the away team. Drexel Hill put up 5 in the top of the first. Probably feeling great about themselves. Chester scored 5 in the bottom of the first. So then we're like, all right, let's play baseball, right? We're back. Let's play baseball. Yeah. So the game ended. Chester won 10-9. It went down to the final inning where Drexel Hill was leading 9-8. Longtime Delco League player, both Chester and Wayne, maybe other teams, I'm not sure. Billy Ford had a 2-out single to tie the game. And then, for anybody that questioned why we brought on the boy, Ben Etten, he didn't play the entire series until he went in, bases loaded, 2 outs, tie game in the bottom of the 7th, and worked like a 9-pitch walk.
We know how to pick them. That's all. Yeah, we know how to pick them.
We know how to pick them, and I want to see exactly. So this went. So he was pinch hitting for JD Rubin. He went. Let's see. So he went ball, strike looking. So that got you to 1 and 2. Ball, foul, ball 3, foul, ball 4.
Jeez.
So let's see. So that's ball, strike, ball, foul, ball. 9 pitches, 9-pitch walk.
And that was with 2 outs?
That was with 2 outs.
Wow.
I believe his only plate appearance of the series. Just a quab and a half to win.
Hey, that's it's underrated in this league. I feel like a lot of teams, you see with like 9 guys, and you don't really think about the bench. So like having a guy who can come in after not doing anything all series and just work a really good at bat, be a threat to, you can't just like walk through this is huge.
Yep. Also in that game, Zach Frame had 3 hits. He scored 3 runs. Chris Kelly also went 3 for 4. And Chester will be taking on Wayne in the second round. We'll bring on Stephen Wells in a second here to break down that one, and then we'll follow up with some combination of the Burmans. I'll probably put a little disclaimer at the beginning, depending on if this audio is salvageable from our first attempt at this interview here. But we'll have one of the Burmans on in some capacity. Early thoughts, I've been a part of Wayne. Like I said, I don't really play much anymore. I'm washed, but I run the site and just kind of help out, coaching if they need or whatever. I don't believe I saw Chester play this year, so I don't have too much to add about them. But I think Sean Mahalan said it earlier, is that they have a lot of top end starting pitching, but trying to get those guys out early in the game and see what their bullpen has will probably be the key. And I guess you haven't had much experience hitting at Chester probably, but that's another field where I never really felt great hitting because there's a lot of white out there in center.
It's a weird and we had gone out there one day and our hitters were kind of complaining about it a bit.
Yeah.
Where there is like something with like one of the kind of like awnings at the porch and the houses out, and kind of like there's some white that the ball will go into at times.
Yeah.
So yeah, not the best batter's eye, to be fair. I feel like most fields in this league lack, a little bit of a batter's eye.
Yeah.
I'll take it as a pitcher, but it can definitely be frustrating for guys at the plate.
Mm-hmm.
It should be I think we're in for 2 very good series.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Getting for I think Sean Mahalan had it right of like getting past Chester's top end guys and into the bullpen is probably a big a key to winning that. But they on the other end, they have a very strong lineup offensively. I pitched against them and got shelled this year, so like they're good. They're good. It's going to be on both ends for all 4 teams. I think this is up for grabs.
if they have the Queesies back, that makes this a really interesting series.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. I haven't seen James play, but I know John's. I've seen John's been at a bunch of the games that I went to where we played Chester, and has been very strong.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I know that I feel like Chester's offense is under the radar because they don't have that many guys from Delco. You know, like a lot of the guys are either maybe coming from the city or coming from Jersey or what, like something like I feel like, and sometimes they're a little bit older of a roster too. You know, it's like we didn't cover a lot of the guys that played there, you know, in high school or college or whatever. But yeah, I think should we real quick before the interview, should we do our favorite pick an MVP from each side? Because early on, Mark Zuppo looked like a great pick.
Yeah,
he homered game one. All right, I will start. We'll start with the Wayne and Chester series here. I'm going to start on the Chester side. I don't know if it's going to be as a starter or reliever, but Garrett Quinn, when I've watched him pitch, has been nasty. And I feel like he's a guy that could could maybe like start an early game and then like relieve like later, you know, in the round. So I'm going to say him for the Chester side. For the Wayne side, I think if Tommy Bradley makes 2 starts, which if probably be game 1 and a game 5, I could lead him. But I'm going to go with I think that Alden Mathis has been very good all year, but not like the elite, like superstar Alden Mathis. Obviously, like having, you know, been out of college for a year or so, like that's not, you know, necessarily like what you're anticipating. But like he's, you know, I think he still has a lot to, you know, to show. Like we know how good he is. And I think that this series, it can be where that kind of comes out.
Yeah, for sure. That's, you know, and this is his first year of kind of like not having a college season before you pick up a bat, and it's a little different. And not having all of those reps. Yeah,
like he's.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like he's hitting 282 with an 837 OPS, like fine numbers, but like you know, I think that now he's got 53 plate appearances under his belt. Like I think, you know, the playoffs are where he can be like, hey, like I'm that guy.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's definitely. I think he's a good pick for the MVP. I think Wells or the guy was it Elliot Dix. I think.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Yeah, he seemed like he's been having a really good year. I think any of those like bats are guys to look for Wayne, especially Wells. You know, we'll get into him, but I mean, kind of a big series there. We're facing a former team. You know, probably a lot of eyes on him. For Chester. I don't know. I mean, if John Queesy's there, I think he becomes an X factor for them at the top of the lineup. You know, Wayne has a very strong pitching staff. He's going to be the first guy they see for the most part. So he can really set the tone for the Chester offense. Angel Velez also has had a pretty good series or had a pretty good series. I know he's a guy I've gone to a couple tournaments with. Like, when he connects with one, it goes, and you know, he's a very good player.
All right, let's move on to our MVP picks. Upper Darby and Aston Valley. It's funny. I picked this was dumb. I picked Gavin Brown as the MVP, but he didn't pitch in that series because he pitched on Sunday to get them in.
Oh wow, yeah. Okay.
Oops. I mean, doubling down would be pretty funny, but I think I'm probably going to lean a hitter in this one. I mean, Tyler Perrong had a monster game in that game 2.
I was gonna say, yeah,
I'm gonna go with Furco. I'm gonna go with Furco for
You're taking all of my picks from last year.
Yeah.
I had Garrett Quinn, I have Furco, and now you're just
bring some luck. All right, so I guess at least my Upper Darby pick won't be from last round. All right, for my Upper Darby pick, let's see. I'm gonna go with. I think that I usually don't pick a pitcher because they usually only pitch once. But if Kevin McGovern throws like a complete game shutout and just sets you guys up for the series, and no offensive player has like astronomical numbers, then I think that could be a fair guy to pick. But for a hitter. It's always hard not to pick my guy Sammy B, but I'll say I feel like Sam Wright's been swinging pretty well this year.
He's been swinging a good bat, yeah, absolutely. His brother Gus as well is swinging very well.
All right, what do you got? You're gonna pick that savvy reliever Ben Thorpe. That should have been my MVP pick.
Nah, I don't think we're going to be seeing.
I'm a bad friend.
I had a very busy semifinal last year. I don't know if it's going to be that same workload this year. For Aston, I will go. I think Brandon Grigo's been very big in the middle of the order for them. He's a guy that I think we've kind of had to watch out for and will continue to watch out for. So he's probably my pick there. I don't know how their arms are going to set up, so it's kind of hard to pick a pitcher. For us, this is difficult because like we have a lot of guys who can contribute.
For the record, Till would have been my pick if he was healthy.
That's fair. That's very fair. Yeah. So we've talked about Sam and Gus. I think I'll go two guys who may be like a little bit more under the radar, but have had some really big hits for us this year. Jason Hankins and John Dunyan have both played multiple different positions in infield and outfield. Have had, I haven't been there consistently this year, but from when I show up, it feels like they're both hitting pretty well. And they're not guys that are in the middle of the order, but like when they're going, the offense becomes almost unstoppable. So I think those are two guys that you can look at as like, and maybe go have a big. So I think those are two guys who like maybe aren't the headliners or like favorite picks for MVPs, but like deserve a shout out and might be in line for a really good playoffs.
Awesome. All right, well, let's preview these series here. Let's welcome on our good friend Stephen Wells, first baseman from Wayne, and Sammy Burman will definitely be on, but hopefully Alex is on this version as well. But if not, you'll hear from one of those guys. I'll probably put something in at the beginning just to clarify it early on. But I hope you guys enjoy these interviews, and afterwards you'll hear from Joe Sperone from the Texas Tailgaters. All right, we are now joined by two-time Delco League champ and 2021 League MVP Stephen Wells from Wayne, recurring guest. Appreciate your time, Wells. It's good to have you back on.
Oh, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Of course. I don't know if you remember this specifically, but did you know you were our first ever guest on the show?
I do actually remember that. Yeah, that was a couple years ago. That was wild. That was a great time too. I love that.
Yeah, I'd never interviewed anyone, and I was just like, I don't know this guy, so hopefully he's nice, but I'm going to DM him because you were having such a good year, and I was like, yeah, this guy's hitting like 10 homers, so let's bring him on the show. But it's a long time since then. It's good to have you back on here. So this is your number 5 with Wayne for you coming over in 2021. Obviously, the roster looks a lot different, a lot younger than it was when you got here. So kind of talk to us about start offensive wise, the lineup, and who are some guys that everybody kind of has to watch out for.
Yeah, I think our lineup is it's definitely on the younger side than it has been the last couple of years, but we have a lot of lefties. I think we have, out of our starting 9, I think we have about 7 lefties. So it's definitely a different lineup than I'm used to being on. I'm used to being kind of one of the only few lefties, but it just kind of shows that we have a lot of spread on talent in terms of guys being able to push the other way, guys having power. So even though we have like 7 lefties, it's still, each one is doing something differently. And so, yeah, like I said, the roster this year is a little bit younger, but I think there's still collectively a great amount of talent, and it's impressive to be a part of and to watch every game.
I feel like when I got there was a ton of guys like you'd call the veterans, like Sean Mahalan, Nate Sides, like Briner. It kind of feels like, not that you were never a vocal leader, but you've kind of taken on more of that vocal role being one of the older guys on the team. So how have you kind of tried to like bring that leadership and your experience having played pro ball, having played good college ball to kind of help like the younger guys?
Yeah, just, I think there's as you play longer and going from, high school to college to being able to play professionally, you kind of get this sort of rapport with how you carry yourself. So, seeing a lot of the younger guys, some of them are getting frustrated, when you're not hitting too well, or you may have booted a ball in the field, but just kind of being able to kind of talk to them, be like, hey, like, take a deep breath. It's just one opportunity right now. Just worry about the next ball you get, or the next pitch you get, and really just keep it as simple as possible. And to see some of the guys really take, or buy into that, kind of shows, one, their coachability, that they're ready to listen to someone who may have a little more experience than they do, or their elders. And then two, how much they're willing to work at getting better at not just themselves at the game, but helping the team win as well. So, like I said, we have like guys like Alden Mathis and Cam Mathis and even his brother Owen, to younger guys like Drew Van Horn, or I think off the top of my head right now, like Alex Barris. Like, those guys definitely have a good rapport, because I think they get that from their college programs, and they also take that into life on their own too. So to bring that rapport to the field every day is honestly, in my opinion, how you get better at the game, but it's also how you work through the failures that you might encounter and you will encounter. So having that mentality, it really, I think, gets us over the hump of, when we fall into a little bit of a slide, we can still manage to do something good out of it.
Yeah, and Ben, I think you can speak on this as well. Like, this league has so many good veteran leaders. Like, I'm not even a pitcher, but I feel like I learned how to pitch just from being around Johnny Gonzalez.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like just like this league has done a really good job at, like, I try and tell people, like, you can be a D1 player, but if you aren't like mature, like, this league will eat you up and spit you out. Like, you need to learn how to fail, to learn how, like, a D3 pitcher that's a good pitcher might carve you up. That's just how like this league goes. But Wells, talking about the pitching side of things, I feel like this Wayne team in the past, I feel like the rotations have been very top heavy. I feel like this team is more a lot of different guys that are going to kind of give maybe like 3 to 4 innings each. So it feels like outside of Tommy Bradley, who's probably like second or third in the league in innings, a lot of guys have thrown maybe 15 to 20. So who are some guys that you think are going to be kind of big pieces of the puzzle?
So yeah, that's a great question. Obviously Tommy is a big piece to us. Cam Mathis as well is a big piece to us. I know he's dealing with a little bit of soreness right now, so hopefully he'll be ready to go. But younger guys, excuse me, I don't remember the first names right now, but younger guys like Habertine, or we have a lefty. I'm forgetting his name right now, but we do have some younger guys here that are willing to play the role. Maybe they were starters on their respective teams before this, but now they're in a bit of a situation where okay, we need to come in, throw an inning here, an inning there, and you may not be starting, but you're still gonna have a massive impact on the game. So I think this year we definitely, I know we lost a couple guys to some college leagues, which is great. I would say, hey, go play in those college summer leagues if you have the opportunity. We'd love to have you here, but if you got that opportunity, go do it. So we lost a couple arms, but I think that we definitely found some solutions that are definitely going to help us compete with the other teams in these playoffs, because all 4 teams right now are really good. I know 2 teams just lost today, and it's a shame. It's unfortunate, but all 6 teams in the playoffs right now have just been phenomenal. So it's not going to be easy whatsoever, no matter who we have on the mound. But as long as each pitcher comes out there and does what they're supposed to do, that's all we need. That's all we need from them.
So we'll be taking on your former squad in Chester. I think the first time Wayne has played Chester since you've been here, right?
In the playoffs, yes.
Yeah, in the playoffs, yeah. I think. I'm not sure how many people are still there, but I don't know. I feel like for you, that's got to be kind of cool. The 2 teams you played for in this league, you played a lot of games at that Chester field as well. I'm sure a lot of the same coaches are here. So what's that going to be like for you, kind of getting out there and just having some some old history with these guys?
Well, I know I'm not going to get anything to hit, so that's for sure. I fully imagine getting walked. But no, it's like I love all those guys out there. Like I started in the Delco League with Chester, and they've been nothing but good people to me. And I've learned a lot from not just being in the league with them, but I've learned a lot about just baseball in general from like Dan McShane and Jim Balk, and those guys are just legendary guys that've been around for a while. So yeah, it'll be very interesting and a lot of fun, playing them and just competing with them, because they have a great team. It's if that's who we're playing, I'm not sure what the whole schedule looks like right now, but they have a great team, and they went with us toe to toe this year. So it's not going to be an easy route. It's going to be a tough one. But like I said, as long as we go out there and do what we're supposed to do and take care of the things we're supposed to take care of, hopefully it leads to a victory.
All right. One quick thing I wanted to ask. I played for Coach Brian Feely for both high school and Delco League. Definitely, in my opinion, one of the best coaches around. So, how much of an advantage is it to be able to have a guy like him in the dugout? Because for me, I always just feel confident that he knows what he's doing, whether it be the pitching, pinch hitting. To me, it just feels like having him is always an advantage.
Yeah, Brian Feely's one of the best coaches I've played for. He knows how to correct guys before we even see that there might be an issue. Just from skills, from hitting to fielding to throwing in general. He lets us play the game. There's not. He coaches when he needs to coach, but he also recognizes that we're all most of us are college guys, some of us former pro guys, and some younger guys in high school, and he allows us to just play the game the way we know how to play. And that comes, one, a lot of trust from him, but then two, a lot of confidence from him in us to do what we're supposed to do. And that's a real confidence boost to be able to play under somebody who wants to see you succeed like that. So having the opportunity, there's a net right here, sorry. Having the opportunity to play for a guy who really knows his stuff and has been around the game for a long time has been amazing, and I look forward to continuing to do that for as long as I continue to play baseball. So
that actually kind of led into my next question. So you've obviously been playing for a long time. What kind of keeps you motivated to keep playing? I don't think you missed a game this year. If you did, it's news to me. But what kind of keeps you coming back and playing as often as you do? Because it doesn't seem like you plan on stopping anytime soon.
No, yeah. What's funny, I actually did miss one game. I think I had the neurovirus back in June. It was terrible. Oh my gosh. So I'm better now, but no, yeah, that's a twofold question. I think this league has been very competitive, and that's one of the reasons why I joined and stayed with it. Because for me, it's always been about getting a challenge. I don't really care if I strike out or if I get out, because it's part of the game. You're supposed to fail, and I'd rather be challenged and fail than not be challenged and get out on somebody throwing 50 miles an hour. So the fact that this league has always been consistently good with giving out not just good pitching but competitive play all around is the reason why I'm still doing this. And to be able to play for a team like Wayne, who's done a lot, who's got great facilities at Devon Prep, and has got great coaching, great ownership. I think it just kind of feeds the machine where it's I want to continue to do and play at a good level or high level of baseball that's still competitive. And I would want everybody who wants to play the game, who's in this league, would say the same thing, that this league is competitive. And I hope that it continues to get better and we continue to attract more talent, more pitching, more hitting, more fielding, and just make this league into, the reason why it's the Delco League, the reason why it's such a historical league. So to have the opportunity to play in this league and continue to do it is a blessing, and I'm not going to take that for granted. So thank God for that.
So Ben and I have talked about different ways to try and keep growing and promoting the league, and one of those is a Delco League home run derby. It's safe to say, would you be interested in something like that?
Oh my gosh, yes. Tell me when and where.
Have you done any?
I think we have an early favorite here.
Yeah, I think. Have you done any organized home run derby before?
Yeah, when I was 12 on a little field. And I came in third because I got robbed of a ball that went over the foul pole, and they were like, "Oh no, it's foul." I was like, "It went over the pole, so it should be fair." But
not like it's
yeah, I would if we could do something like that, and just even I know we used to have the All-Star game, and we used to do that, and I know I think so, yeah. And I know that Nick would organize that, and I pray that he's doing well. I know he's not doing too well right now, but I pray that he comes out of that. But we used to the All-Star game was a great opportunity, and if we somehow managed to put in a home run derby, that'd be fantastic. I would definitely do it.
I'd say Wells. I'd say Chris Salvi's a contender. I think Sammy Burman, who's coming on in a couple minutes here, he's definitely a top contender. There's a lot of guys with just raw power. Billy Ford, I think, would be a great guy. So yeah, that's definitely something we've talked about, kind of bringing in next summer at like O'Hara or Bonner or something. Not at Devon. No one's putting one out to left at Devon.
Well, hey, there were two guys this year for I don't know the names. One guy, actually two for Springfield. Two guys for Springfield definitely put two out and left, and I was like, oh my gosh, those are actual shots.
Jeez, yeah.
So it is possible when the ball's flying there. So, yeah.
All right, Wells, last question for you. Have you considered a career in broadcasting with that voice?
You know what? I don't really listen to myself talk. And every time I do, I think, like, is that really me? Like, oh my gosh. Hey, you know what? The money's good.
Well, we don't have much money, but when we do,
experience.
Yeah, we'll come knocking for you. But all right, thank you.
Sounds good.
You taking the time to come on the show. I believe our series will start Saturday and Sunday at Devon. Then would be Tuesday and Wednesday at Chester. Then, if necessary, Friday at Devon. Meanwhile, Ben's guys will be Saturday and Sunday at O'Hara. Then Tuesday and Wednesday at my least favorite field to hit at, Buggy.
That's two weeknight games.
That's rough.
Weeknights too. Yeah.
That's rough. Oh gosh.
Yeah. All right.
But all right, Wells, appreciate your time for coming on.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
All right, we are now joined by Upper Darby outfielders Alex and Sammy Burman. Welcome to the program, boys. How are we doing today?
I'm not an outfielder. I'm just a DH. That's it.
You still got it.
I show up with a bat. I don't bring my glove to the
Yeah, kid actually just brings his helmet and batting gloves and a bat.
You still got it.
Kid
You
rates
still got
I'm kidding. We're happy to be here. We're pumped.
All right, Alex, before we get into all the baseball stuff, real quick, you want to talk about the comedy show coming up?
Yeah, sure. I got a comedy show at the Pen and Pencil Club in Center City, Philadelphia on Wednesday, July 30th, 7:30. Doors open to Sting. You can go to the link in my bio on my Instagram and grab a ticket. Would really appreciate all the support. It's going to be a fun night.
Awesome. You're more hosting than actually like giving an act?
I'll probably do a little bit of a set and then introduce, yeah.
Awesome. And Sammy, Ball Out Baseball Camp was a blast. Appreciate you guys having me out. You and Ben got a good thing going there.
Yeah, absolute success. We're looking forward to another successful camp in August.
Awesome. All right, now let's talk some Blue Sox here. You guys are the reigning champs. You're the number one seed after 21-6-1 season. Let's kind of start on the offensive side of the ball here. Who have been kind of the key members for you guys throughout the season?
Honestly, Alex and I have been pretty big for us. Hankins, Till just got hurt, but Chase Ecker's been really good too. We're looking forward to produce at the top of the lineup and get runners on for the middle of the lineup for guys like me and Alex, so we can drive guys in and hopefully the bottom of the lineup can take care of business, and the top of the lineup will definitely do its thing.
We got a great lineup, a lot of good athletes, and I feel like it's just all about execution, locking in, dialed in, having quality at bats, stringing good quality at bats together, getting runners on, and getting key hits when we need them. It's going to be huge.
Tell you when playoff baseball, getting big hits when it matters most.
Yeah, and this Upper Darby core has kind of been together for the last couple of years. So how good is it to have that playoff experience from the last few seasons?
I think it's extremely important, especially playing in. We got Aston coming up, so they're a familiar opponent for us. I've been here before. It's my 5th year in the Delco League, and I've been in 4 finals, looking to make it 5. And, it's just another big game, especially coming off a landmark championship. This is just another game of baseball, and it's more so just go out there and have a good time, enjoy it with my friends and family.
I've played in how many? I think I've played in 3 finals. One with the Canes. No, only 2. One with the Canes and one with Upper Darby when we caught the W in 2021. Yeah,
all 4 of us, all 5 of us.
Great squad.
Yeah, all 5 of us. That's right.
Devon Prep.
Yeah.
And then
all 4 of us. Yeah.
And then was it 2021 when we
won the championship?
Yeah, when we won the championship in 2021. So I haven't been in the Delco League in a couple of years. Happy to sort of be in the driver's seat here in the playoffs and get a couple wins and get into that final round. And that's our goal. We're here to win a championship.
So, Alex, what kind of brought you back into playing this summer?
I knew that my dad, Marty, was going to be coaching, and this may or may not be one of Sammy's last summers playing baseball. I also felt like playing golf just really wasn't doing it for me. So I wanted to get back out and play a sport that I really enjoy, and I know that I feel like I have a decent, knack for. And I'm a real busy guy, but I show up and I try to do my best, and it's, the results have paid off and shown when I have come out. And it's just really all about having fun. I wanted to come back, play with Sammy, play with this team that I know is so good, represent Delaware County, represent Upper Darby Blue Sox, and enjoy my time out there playing. It's a great time.
Yeah, golf's really hard, isn't it? I've not made the adjustment very well.
Yeah.
It's a tough adjustment. Yeah. So on the pitching side of things, outside of star pitcher Ben Thorpe and also potential Cy Young winner Kevin McGovern, who are some pitchers that we should expect to see throughout the playoffs?
I think you're going to see a great version of Sam Wright. If he's healthy with his left hand, he's going to be a key arm for us. Nick Dieva is going to be really big, and it's really tough to see the ball at buggy, and I think that's commonly known throughout the league. So I think we have some really good arms that their stuff and shapes will definitely play really well there. We have some dark horses too, and Kevin King and Mutz. So I hope those guys can come out there.
It was actually criminal that we had to face Chris Murphy on that buggy field, throwing 94 at us that year.
That was insane. Murphy.
Yeah, I remember that game.
I put the ball in play and was hyped.
I flew out to left. I felt great about myself. So obviously, growing up, you guys are, I would guess, probably about 5 or 6 years apart. So you probably really never got the chance to play with each other. So how cool is it to be able to get to play on the same field now?
I'll start. I've always looked up to Alex because us two are the lefties in the family. So he's always kind of been like my hitting coach. So it's nice to have your hitting coach on the same field as you playing together. We actually just got done hitting at Strathaven together on the field it's really special playing for Marty, who cares more than anyone I know in the Delco League history. And, to have my brother be a part of it is just cooler. Because like he said, I don't know how many more summers left I have of this.
Yeah, it's great to see Sammy progress as a ball player. He's had a real successful college career, had a great high school career at Friends Central, and I always watched him playing baseball growing up and always thought, hey, it'd be so much fun to play on the same field. So in 2021, we won that championship with Upper Darby in the Delco League. I think I just wanted to get back out on the field and play one more season with Sam and, ball out, as they say, for their company. And, it's a blast being able to be in the same lineup and play together and try to get wins together. It's so much fun.
All right, boys. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. I don't want to hold you too long. So best of luck in the semifinal series, and hopefully we'll get some of you guys back on here for the championship.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Go Upper Darby Blue Sox.
All right, thank you to Sammy Burman, maybe Alex Burman, and Stephen Wells for taking the time to come on the show. We've already talked about our series, preview and everything. So let's get into our last interview of the day here. Cardinal O'Hara and Westchester alum, might add a damn good pitcher as well, Joe Sperone, who has kind of found new life and a new love for baseball with joining the Savannah Bananas organization. So let's hear from Joe Sperone. All right, we are now joined by Cardinal O'Hara and Westchester University alum Joe Sperone, who is now involved in the Savannah Bananas organization. Joe, thanks for taking the time to hop on ahead of these games coming up at Citizens Bank Park. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I mean, it's truly going to be a dream weekend. Thank you for having me on, having me talk about the weekend and everything. And again, just truly going to be a crazy weekend. Little kids' dreams coming true today.
Yeah, of course, appreciate it. So I got a million questions to ask, but I guess first off, you're currently on the Texas Tailgaters, which is in the Savannah Bananas universe. So can you kind of first explain who you guys are and then what your relation is to the Bananas themselves?
Yeah, so the Texas Tailgaters were the newest team in Banana Ball. We just started out this is our debut year in Banana Ball. It's right now, so it's the Savannah Bananas, the Party Animals, Firefighters, and now the Texas Tailgaters. So we go around, play, all 4 teams play against each other all over the country. And yeah, so we're one of the teams that plays against the Savannah Bananas. So when people come up and say, "Are you guys the Savannah Bananas?" we usually just tell them we're the enemies of the Savannah Bananas.
You're like the what's that team? The Generals that plays the Harlem Globetrotters, pretty much.
Exactly,
yeah.
Right.
So what was the process for you to get involved in this? Was it like a tryout, an invite? You just have to be like handsome and good at baseball? Like what goes into all this?
Yeah, so I played baseball at Westchester University, graduated there back in May 2024, obviously, and then was just coaching, doing a bunch of stuff up until September, and then got a call to play with the Staten Island Fairy Hawks in the Atlantic League. Finished the year off with them from August to September, and then got a direct message on Instagram after the season ended there to come try out for Banana Ball. I didn't really know what team I was going to get put on or what team I was even really trying out for, but trying out just for Banana Ball as a whole. And it was, up until now, it was the most fun I had on the ball field I could think of. And did that. Tryout went great. Waited a couple months, got a phone call, and they told me to come down and be a Texas Tailgater. And I went down probably 2 weeks later. It was no-brainer.
What was like the tryout like? Was it baseball related? Was it kind of entertainment? Like, was it a little bit of both?
Definitely a little bit of both. I feel like in my tryout, as a pitcher, they really wanted to see guys work quick, throw a lot of strikes, be a little bit entertaining. But, I mean, that was kind of what they harped on as pitchers. They wanted just guys to work quick and throw a lot of strikes. And I had a couple in it. Like, each pitcher had a dance that they had to learn prior to, and they got sent the dance before. So we had to learn that, perform that, like, mid-inning or whatever, and killed that. And then, yeah, I mean, had a couple of good celebrations after and everything, and they just loved it.
Are you guys, dumb question, are you guys based in Texas, or is everyone in Savannah?
So right now, all 4 teams are based out of Savannah. Not really sure what the future holds, per se, for all the teams. I know the plan is for each team to kind of disperse and have their own little region, but for right now, all 4 teams are based and training out of Savannah, Georgia right now.
What's the experience been like so far? And kind of take me through like what a non-game day looks like and what a game day looks like.
Yeah, so a non-game day, it's really just, it's kind of, we either have a scheduled 2 to 3 hour practice, or guys just kind of get in and get their work in on their own. I mean, it's Banana Ball, but it's still, a lot of us are professional athletes, and it's guys know what their body needs to recover, what their body needs to keep on that schedule for pro athletes. So that's kind of what an off day looks like. A lot of recovery, especially after a long weekend. An average game day usually looks like get up early at the hotel, whatever hotel we're staying at, get to the field. We usually have lunch and then rehearsal. So we go over all of our entertainment stuff for that day. And then we get ready, do batting practice, take ground balls, throw if we have to for pitchers. And then we usually shower, get ready, go out, sign a bunch of stuff before the game for about 30 minutes. And then we sign for our VIP fans, usually called VIB. We do that for another 30, 45 minutes, and then it's kind of start getting warmed up for the game, and then it's showtime at 7 o'clock.
So I think safe to assume you probably grew up a Phillies fan, right, being from around here?
Oh, always, yeah. Phillies, Eagles, Sixers, Flyers.
How surreal is it going to be? Because I assume you played for Westchester in the bank or maybe Carpenter Cup at some point. You probably played on that field, but I'm guessing there weren't 47,000 people there.
No, yeah. So I played at Citizens Bank for both Carpenter Cup and Westchester, and it's still, people ask me about it, and they're like, "Oh, you played there before," but I tell them this is different. You're getting the whole deal here, and it truly is. It's going to be, I mean, again, it's every kid's dream every kid from Philadelphia, every kid's dream to play in Citizens Bank Park in front of a sold-out crowd, hearing that electric crowd that no other stadium compares to. And for me to be able to be one of those kids and from the Delco area to say that I'm getting the chance to do that. It doesn't even feel real at this point.
Yeah, because I've been, I was at the Carpenter Cup games, not the Westchester ones, and like obviously it's awesome playing there, but like you got probably like 1,000 people watching, so getting to be there with the whole crowd is gonna be awesome. Those tickets sold out, I'm guessing, in probably like minutes when they get posted.
Oh yeah, they were sold out. I think before the new year even started. I think they were sold out back in December. So, but yeah, I mean it's definitely a hot commodity. And that's what I've been telling people down in Savannah, that I mean, fans in Philly love banana ball. It's the hottest commodity around here, and they can't get enough of it. So it's,
I don't know
when we come back. I mean, I remember guys are still talking about last year's game in Philly. Like it was one of their most favorite places to play at last year, and I believe it.
Yeah, we had so Newtown Edgemont Little League, they did their own banana ball, like fall ball this year to get kids interested in fall ball. They did like the rules that you guys play by and everything, and they all wore like neon bananas t-shirts and stuff, which seemed awesome. So for anyone who isn't familiar, can you kind of explain some of the differences, just gameplay wise, what banana ball is compared to just like normal baseball?
Yes, I mean the biggest difference between banana ball and regular baseball, it's definitely. I mean, you see it all the time with the trick plays. Obviously, you don't see that in regular baseball. Biggest thing with pitching, I would say, is just you don't see guys working as quick as they do in banana ball and regular baseball. I mean, you watch a baseball game now, and pitchers are probably throwing, even with the time limit and everything, they're getting a pitch off every 15 to 20 seconds. Here, every pitcher is getting a pitch off every 4 to 5 seconds. So you're getting three times as much the action in banana ball as you are in regular baseball in that time. Obviously, banana ball with a 2-hour time limit. That's kind of why we have to work a little quicker. And honestly, just the atmosphere. If I'm being honest, it's not your average baseball game. The dugouts are empty because everyone on the bench is outside the dugout, right behind, right up there with home plate, just dancing, doing whatever, acting like a kid again. And you don't get that in regular baseball anymore, which is one of the main reasons why I ultimately decided to do this. I wanted to have fun playing the game again.
So can you kind of like get called up to the Bananas? Like, do people on your team, is that like the ultimate goal to end up on the Bananas? Or do you guys like being kind of the, not like the enemy, but just a kind of the team that plays against them?
I wouldn't say it would be getting called up. It's definitely, obviously they have a bigger name and brand and everything. But right now it's kind of, like each guy on each team is trying to beat whatever the team they're playing against is. So this weekend, it's cool we're playing the Savannah Bananas, but as the Texas Tailgaters, all 25 of us on the Tailgaters, we're trying to beat the Bananas. We like where we're at. We formed our brotherhood with the Tailgaters, and we're trying to, especially as a new team, we're going to be the underdogs a lot. We've been the underdogs every game so far, just because we've been the away team every game. We've been the new team. We've been the team that no one really knows. And as the Tailgaters, we're really trying to put our name out there and trying to have people think like, oh, the Tailgaters they're here. They're here. They're ready to go. They can compete a little bit. So that's kind of been our goal this year. Now, when it comes to the off season, we're not sure how things work out and everything. There's a possibility guys get put on different teams. But right now, for this season at least, we're set on our teams. We're happy with where we're at least on the Tailgater side.
So outside of obviously Philly is next up. What have been some cool cities that you've gotten to play in so far?
I definitely got to say Cincinnati. That was our first MLB stadium this year. First time playing in a sold-out MLB stadium. So it was, again, another surreal experience. Another one that I'll never forget. Other than that, Richmond was really cool. That was a really historic town. Cool stadium. Another place that just, you wouldn't think the fans were that crazy and energetic, but trust me, they are. Out in Richmond and even Salem, Virginia, they can bring the energy. yeah, those are just a few. I'm sure. I mean, Albuquerque was another one. Reno, but I'm sure I'll have a couple more memories coming up with the other towns that I'm visiting.
All right. Last thing I'll ask. I really appreciate the time. Just for anybody who doesn't really know anything about the Bananas or banana ball in general, what would kind of be your message to them to kind of get them to be like, hey, doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter your gender, this is something that anybody can enjoy.
I mean, the biggest thing I gotta say is if you even want to play banana ball or watch banana ball, or if you're just kind of losing that interest in baseball, kind of like how it was after I played independent ball, I'm not really sure if you want to continue doing it, pick up a yellow banana ball, start doing trick plays, start having fun with the game again. You'll find your love with it. Trust me. Even my own parents say they can't even really watch a regular baseball game anymore. After watching so many banana ball games nowadays, they just have fallen completely in love with the idea of it. I will give props to Jesse Cole every day of my life Jesse Cole, Adam Byro, Tyler Gillen, anybody that's helped bring this up from the ground up, banana ball, has my utmost respect. And they're complete geniuses bringing us into the aspect of the world, and they're changing the world like this. So again, if you don't know if you want to continue playing baseball, if you don't know if you still love the game that you thought you did, grab that banana ball, start doing trick plays, start having fun with it again. Just even watch a banana game. I'm sure you'll love it again.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for the time. Good luck this weekend. I unfortunately won't be there because I didn't know about it until it was too late. Thanks to your parents for letting me know. But I'll make sure to get it on the radar for next year. But appreciate your time and just have fun with it,
Thanks, Brendan. Again, appreciate the interview. And again, keep up the good work, man. You're doing great.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, have a good one. All right, thank you to Joe Sperone for taking the time to come on as he was waiting for their hotels to, just kind of wandering around outside in I think he said around Penn's Landing area right now. Also, shout out his parents for being huge supporters of us. They let me know about this because I honestly had no idea. I knew he was doing it. I didn't know that they were coming to Philly this weekend. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was a good time to get him on the show. So great hearing from him. If you're watching this Friday night or Saturday morning, you can watch on ESPN. I don't know if it's ESPN Plus or ESPN Regular.
Probably ESPN Plus.
I'm not sure. But yeah, he's on the Texas Tailgaters. So if you ever see the Texas Tailgaters, you can go see Joe pitch. You can go see him dance. Do whatever you got to do. It looks good in the cowboy hat. Just being honest, someone's got to say it. I'll say it. Else will.
Hell yeah. Are they doing the one in Baltimore? Is that because
like a schedule here?
I've come into possession of tickets to that, and I was wondering if that would be.
That is not his team. The one on next Saturday,
Friday.
It says Friday and Saturday. They're there.
Oh yeah.
Looks like they're playing the Firefighters that day.
All right.
They are playing the Texas Tailgaters in Pittsburgh.
Ah, very cool. Okay.
Literally every single series is sold out except for the last one of the year in Houston.
Jeez.
That's wild. That's wild.
That's nuts. Yeah, I mean they sell out so quickly.
Yeah, but yeah, that's definitely something I'll plan ahead for next year. But all right, that is all we got for you guys today. We'll have a finals preview episode. I think. Let's see. So as of right now, darkness and weather permitting, the semifinals will be Saturday, Sunday, off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday, and then if necessary, Game 5 would be that Friday night. So I would expect the championship. I think they usually do one day off in between a series, but maybe for the finals they'll do 2. I think it just depends how long the series go.
Yeah, I have no idea, honestly.
I think Chuck, our Wayne owner, sent me the schedule. So as of right now, the finals would start Sunday the 3rd, and then it'll be Monday the 4th, Wednesday the 6th, 7th, and then the championship game, if it goes to Game 5, would be a Saturday. That sounds awesome. That could get a ton of people.
Yeah, that'd be a good time.
Especially if it's at O'Hara too.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm so used to us not being the top seed.
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, dude, another Saturday in August at Devon Prep.
Oh, the turf, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. But all right, everybody, thank you for taking the time to tune in. Hope you guys enjoyed the interviews. Make sure, if you can, get out to some Delco League playoff games. We'll have updates on where they are and when they are. A lot of good baseball being played in both of these matchups.
Sure.
So on behalf of Ben Thorpe, myself, Brendan Ricciardi, thank you for listening. We'll see you next time.